Oh, brilliant indeed. So, welcome to CineTalkies. I have my guest, as you can see, the very, very, very talented. He's a son of one of India's leading music directors, Lalit Pandit, of course, of the Jatin Lalit fame. And he's none other than Rohansh Pandit. Welcome to CineTalkies, South Africa.
Thank you so much, Riyaaz. I'm looking forward to this interview. Thank you so much for having me.
Certainly is a pleasure having you. So, Raj, let's start off. Tell us a bit about you. What school did you go to? What did you study? And how did you get to where you are right now?
So I studied in Billabong High International School, and we had a pretty good musical upbringing there. I think I used to go to school and then come back to my father's office and just hang out here. So I've sort of been, very used to the musical atmosphere at home. And then I studied in Mitibai College of Arts. I did my arts there, and then I studied filmmaking from NMIMS. So all things music and movies, I've had an upbringing like that. And I think the atmosphere has, really, really influenced me in terms of making my career path. And of course, music has always been a part of me as a person. All I'm doing is making music or hearing music when I'm not making it.
Yes.
So yeah, man, the journey is so good so far, and I'm looking to give good music to my audience. People have loved my dad's music so much, and I'm hoping that I can deliver, at least give my best and hope for the best.
Now, of course, we spoke about your dad, Lalit Pandit, earlier. He's obviously been a great influence to you as well. What is it that you've learned from him that you'd like to take forward?
Honestly, everything, not only restricted to music, but even in life, just how he's been. I strongly believe that you need talent to come up there, but you need a very good character to sustain the success. That's what I've learned from him over the years, because I think he's given songs for over now 3 decades. It's been his first to second film, Jojita Vahi Sikandar, just happened to hit the 30-year benchmark right now. And, Pehla Nasha is still so fresh in people's mind. Just how his songs have been able to stand the test of time. There is no formula to that. As far as he's told me, I'm still going to try and take out if there are any secrets. Yes. But yeah, I mean, that's what I aspire to do, to be honest. Give music to the people that they can live with, and it can be a part of their lives, just not, restricted to the screen. And melody, I think what he's always told me to follow is, to have a good melody in your song. It should be melodious, like his music has been. So he's not, conditioned me in any sort, but just as you said that, we believe very strongly that every piece of music should have melody, irrespective of the genre.
Interesting that you say that, because we listen to the music that we get to listen to these days. Obviously, right. The melody part's missing. It's all about the beats, isn't it? So, do you believe that we will get to a stage where melody will rule once again? Because, I mean, very often when I play Antakshari with my friends, the first song that you get to sing is the older melodious songs that stand out. And it stands out simply because of the melody. So melody, in my opinion, is king.
Absolutely. Interesting that you mentioned to, put this point across. And I'm very happy that you brought it up. Because even if you notice now that in reality shows, the songs that people choose are back then from the days, and because that's registered in people's minds. As far as the trend is concerned, of course, I'm a 20-year-old guy. I listen to everything that comes across. I'm heavily influenced by, the Western culture. The Weeknd happens to be one of my favorite artists. So I am on par with what's happening these days. But I think one special thing that I can say that I got from my dad was the musical upbringing in terms of the melody. I think that's been his priority, and he's sort of, put it in my head as well, very subconsciously. But and I strongly believe that, yeah, melody is king, as you said. It's never out of fashion. May it be now, may it be 20 years down the line, whenever. I think beats are very important today more than ever, I believe. But if you don't have a strong melody, it just doesn't register. Even today, I believe that strongly.
Sure. Now, we're chatting today about your brand new and your debut single, Say No to War. Um, and I heard about this a couple of weeks ago from my friend Rachna Shah, who's
Yeah.
been close to you as well and close to the Pandit family via Letaji, of course. And she then spoke to me and she said, "Hey, this is an interesting project, and this youngster, don't you want to chat to him? This is how this has happened, because
Yeah.
obviously she highly recommended you and your song as well." And then she sent me a clip and I listened to it and I said, "Wow, this is absolutely amazing." So tell us a bit more about the background of how Say No to War happened.
Yeah, for sure. So it's a little slightly unconventional Bollywood debut song, some would say.
Yeah.
But I've rather gone with the unpopular opinion because for me, this song is much more than my debut. I think it has a very strong message attached to it. And that's what was intended through this song. I believe that music is an extremely powerful medium of entertainment, but we cannot underestimate its impact on addressing social issues by adding a strong message to it. So I've believed in that philosophy. And Say No to War is a very personal song to me. It's a piece of my heart. It's what I believe in. And more than ever now, it's relevant. I think something like this needed to be put out. I was actually waiting for something like this to happen, but then I said I'm an artist myself. I should rather try something like this myself. So it's just a humble attempt to dissolve violence, maybe of any kind, throughout the world, and a message for everybody across the globe that everybody facing the aftermath of war in some way or the other, that they're not alone and the world stands with them. This is the message that I'm trying to convey through this song. And Javed Ali and Andrea Jeremiah, the singers of this song, the Pushpa cast,
Yes.
they've been extremely sweet and supportive throughout the process of the song. It was a dream recording Javed Ali. I've heard his music. I've always been a big fan, and just getting the opportunity to work with these guys has been such a learning experience for me. So it was great. It's been a great process, and so far so good. We're going strong now.
No,
So yeah.
absolutely. And I guess it's just up and up from here. Because,
Yeah.
yes, like you said, it's unconventional choice, but it's something that the world's facing at the moment. Yeah, for a 20-year-old to think so deep, I think that's very commendable. Indeed. And now, Javed Ali, I have got to see him perform a couple of times in South Africa as well. He's performed with Asha Ji last year, a few years back. And he's an amazing person as well, down to earth, as well as a great artist. So tell us a bit more while recording. What was the experience of working with him like?
Well, as you said, he's a phenomenal artist, but very few people, since they might have not interacted with him so much over the years. But I just want to tell everybody that how beautiful of a human being Javed Ali is. I had the opportunity to dub him, and he realized that I was a little scared because of course my father was not there, and you being a 20-year-old guy locked in a room with Javed Ali, the legend himself, and you have to dub him is, trust me, a task.
Yeah.
But he made sure that he makes me comfortable. He was so accepting of my ideas, and his own variations have added so much to the song. So that I told him himself that day that day I will always remember for the first time I dubbed you, and for your kindness always. So very kind human being indeed, and a brilliant artist. I wish there are more artists like him throughout the globe, that who represent the culture of this so well with their repertoire and their behavior and how they are as a human being. It's wonderful and it's really inspiring as a young artist.
Absolutely is. Now, I'm sure now that you've started off with your first song, you must be having dreams of working with certain artists, be it in Bollywood or outside, regional, or even international. What's your dream list if you were to talk about a few artists that you really like to collaborate with and do some music?
Well, honestly, there's a big list. I've been listening to so many people throughout the year and throughout, and it's been such a journey. I've been inspired by so many people. But when it comes to Bollywood, I think Arijit Singh will be the top of the list. I think the man's ruled Bollywood for 2 decades now, and he's just going strong. And I've had the good fortune of meeting him a few times. He's recorded with Dad, and
Yes.
he's seen me as a child. So I have a very, I'd like to believe that we have a strong connection, and I'd definitely love to work with him on a professional level. I think he's a phenomenal artist, one of the best the country's produced in recent times, and it'll be a dream come true to record him someday. Western culture, yes, of course. I love R&B. I love hip hop music. I'm heavily influenced by Drake, The Weeknd, people like Travis Scott, and these guys. I'd love to collaborate with them. Maybe Michael Jackson, if he was here right now, he'd been a huge inspiration. And this is me sounding too over ambitious, but I hope these things do happen one day. Yeah.
No, it's you have to call the universe to you, and absolutely, it's going to happen. It will definitely happen. Any older Bollywood singers that you would have loved to work with? Maybe singers that are here, singers that have passed on, that you really listen to them and say, "Wow, I wish I had an opportunity to record with them."
Lataji, I think it would be a dream come true. She's literally like a god in my family. Every day when we come up here and we're just practicing early morning, so my father takes the blessings of the goddess Saraswati, and then Lataji. That's how what she is to me and my family and my father especially. So just working even once with her would have been a dream come true.
Now, as a kid, you must have seen her record for your dad, or have you got the opportunity to interact with her?
Unfortunately, not as much. The work that they've done together was back then in the 90s mostly. So I was born in 2001. So, that time had passed and the work had done, unfortunately. But this Diwali itself, she called Dad, and she made sure that she speaks to the entire family, and she blessed us on call. It was COVID time, so it was, not fair on our part to go and visit her. But, she was very sweet enough to call and, just bless the entire family. And I think it's her blessings that's actually bringing everything together. And, as you said, Rachna auntie has been so connected to us and my family, and,
yes.
all of that. As a blessing, Nataji.
No, absolutely is. Now, I was going to ask you, that was going to be my next question. There has to be a team behind you that helped you get to where you are. Tell us a bit more about those people in the background that often we don't speak about. I mean, I was just talking to someone the other day. I started in radio when I was in school as well, at about 18, 19. And at that time, I wish I had someone that could guide me mentally. Unfortunately, we didn't have that. And in that sense, you're quite fortunate that you come, like your dad's a good mentor for you as well. Who else was there for you whilst working on this idea that you'd like to thank and say, wow, without their help, this wouldn't be possible?
Well, firstly, it'd be my family, honestly, for being so supportive of the ideology behind the song, and just giving me the freedom to do what I want. My family, of course, tops the list, and then there's the creative department behind the music. I think the engineers, the writers, Rahul B. Seth and Anushka Sivashankar, two extremely talented writers. They've been a huge, part of this song, and they've actually brought this to fruition. So I definitely like to thank them. My mentor, AP Pariki sir, who's been mentoring me on my journey, and his guidance has been crucial to bring this to fruition. And Rachna ji, honestly, I mean, her contribution to this can never be overstated. I feel she's such a sweetheart. She's one of the nicest people I've met, and it's just her support that actually gives you so much confidence as a young artist that you're doing something right. Coming from the family that she does and the kind of music that she has heard, she's just saying something as Rohansh, well done, was really encouraging. So all of these people, and of course I may be missing out a lot of other people right now, but it takes a whole team, as you said, to make a product come to life and then put it out into the world. So yeah, everybody has been so instrumental to bring this track to life.
Certainly, and I couldn't agree with you more. Sometimes we forget about those people in the background, and yes, they make such a big difference to motivate us and get us to where we are. So if I were to ask you, what was the response like so far to the song "Say No to War"?
Our response has been great, honestly. People are tuning in, they resonate with the idea behind this song. And that's what actually, when I was starting out, that's what I actually set out, that, people at least resonate with the message that this song carries. Uh, the launch was great. I think people who have looked up to my entire life, people like Javed Akhtar sir, Alka Yagnik ma'am, Shan uncle, Shan sir, Nitin Mukesh uncle, Samir Anjan sahab, Priya Dutt ma'am, all of these people, they were on stage. They had such kind words to say. And as I mentioned, these are people that I've looked up to musically, and my journey just beginning, and they giving me such a positive response has been overwhelming, to say the least. Javed Saab's words and, all of these guys. So, I mean, they made me believe that I'm doing something right, and the song is growing strong now. We've crossed 500,000.
Oh,
So
wow.
growing strong. Yeah,
Well done.
it's going great.
So, what are your plans for the future? If you were to think about, okay, what next? What can we expect from you?
Well, definitely movies tops the list. As I said, I'd love to give music in the films. But having said that, I think I really, really like the independent artist movement that's been taking, part in the country now. It's been on the rise, and I'm very, very excited to, just put out independent music that I like to people. And because of course, social media now, everything is so accessible and easy, and we have a wider range of audience. I think they are more accepting of new stuff, so there is a room for, experimenting in terms of music now, and that definitely makes me excited. But yeah, all things music and movies.
Okay, great. Are you a singer as well? Do you sing?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. So,
I haven't sung the song, but definitely, yeah, in the future the audience is going to hear me as a singer very soon. Yeah.
okay. How about giving us a line or two of your favorite songs? Just a song. You sing it.
Good song.
Um,
Okay, since I've played Pehla Nasha, and it's crossed 30 years benchmark, so just to
Perfect.
celebrate, it happens to be one of my personal favorites of my dance. Just two lines. पहला नशा पहला खुमार नया प्यार है नया इंतजार कर लूं मैं क्या गुनाह ए दिले बेकरार मेरे दिले बेकरार तू ही बता पहला नशा पहला खुमार.
Brilliant. Well done, well done, well done. So you have a beautiful voice, great sense of music, enthusiastic and absolutely passionate about music and movies. I think you've got all the right boxes ticked off there. And I'm sure in the future we're going to hear a lot more from you and about you as well. So from all of us here at CineTalkies, we'd like to wish you all the very best. And also just to ask you, how can people connect with you on social media?
I have my Instagram account at I am Rohansh Pandit, so they can definitely, tune in there. I have my own YouTube channel now, on which I'll be uploading music frequently, Rohansh Pandit. I have my Twitter account on the same name. I'm Rohansh Pandit. So yeah, these are platforms where people can connect with me on my musical journey and otherwise as well.
Okay, so right after Say No to War, is there anything else that you're working on that you might want to discuss right now?
A lot of music coming your way. That's all I can say as of now. I'm already working on my second single. I think I'm just to let a secret out now. I just got done with the vocals as we speak an hour back. So now it's in the final stages of mix and master, and then of course soon it'll be out with you guys. So I hope the response will be as good as the people of Say No to War or even more.
And do we get to hear you sing on that?
Absolutely. This is the first time I'm mentioning it on the first interview, and I'm proud to announce it on your show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And how about maybe playing out with one of your favorites? Anything that you like, maybe Kuch Kuch. I was looking forward to that.
Kuch hota hai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. That's a very, very, very big favorite here in South Africa. People go crazy for that
Nice.
song, and I'm sure they're going to love that. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. What message would you like to give the youth, particularly people that would possibly, as a parting shot, that are interested in music? What would you like to say to them?
Uh, I'm actually not qualified to give anybody any advice as of now, but just as a message to my peers across the world pursuing music is, just be fearless and go out there and do what you believe in. Even if you think that your music, people have this notion that there's a lot of risk in music, which I will definitely admit there is. But if your love for your art supersedes all of these things, then it's all good. You sooner or later you will see that it's a profession that is rewarding, and it's the best feeling in the world, making a song that didn't exist when you woke up. So to all the artists in the world, and people of my age, whoever are pursuing music, just do what you like and it'll soon turn out to be fine. Just don't worry and be at it.
Fantastic. We love that. Absolutely humble, and that's what's most important, I guess. Is to remain grounded, no matter how high you think you're flying. And that's this thing. I always tell people this. I've got to interview Letaji for all my luckies. I find myself so lucky doing that, and on 2 occasions. And I must be honest with you, the humbleness was something that I've yet to come across with so many people, and yet she was so humble. And I always tell this to Rachna and the family that, wow. When I asked her what does she think about her journey, and she says, I'm nothing. There's so many bigger artists than I am. And I think that is so important, because that's when you give like from your soul. You're not saying I'm so and so. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Riyaaz. And I'm glad to be here for this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.